Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Classroom Research. Again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Classroom Action Based Research. This is Jordan Cardosa, and I will be going to explain today what are the steps and content on the classroom based research. Let us start with the title. So, in the title, we have the challenges in picking and dropping modules of hearing impaired kinder and grade 1 de la Plaza students in West City Exceptional Child Learning Center. So, this is now the title. So, as what you observe, we've had an intervention through the problem. This is presented by Ms. Ramirez Avergonzado and Ms. Suito. In the introduction, so let me read for you. Since the beginning of the pandemic, the most critical concern among the majority was education. COVID-19 caused prodigious problems for students, families, educators, and policymakers. With that being said, it has substantially impacted the students' learning, especially students with hearing impairment. Moreover, due to the suspension of schools, students are forced to learn at home, and there is early evidence that indicates disproportionate effects on students with special needs. So, after the nationwide enhanced community quarantine, schools in the Philippines were reopened. Different teaching modalities were introduced, and the most popular teaching modality among schools, especially in West City Exceptional Child Learning Center, is online learning (ODL) and modular distance learning or MDL. Since most students doesn't have the means to attend online classes, especially the hearing impaired kinder and grade 1 de la Plaza students. Modular distance learning is the most easy and convenient way for them. In modular distance learning, parents come to school on a weekly basis to pick up new modules and drop off the answered modules. Unfortunately, not all parents are able to come to school to pick and drop off the student modules on time because of many reasons. The aim of this research is to develop an action plan to help teachers and parents in delivering learning materials to students in timely manner and to see improvement on the child's learning development through modular distance learning and amidst this pandemic. So we have the introduction and what are the innovation intervention or the strategy that you're going to apply based in your research. So we have the presentation number 2. Through our interview with the parents to the challenges they are facing in picking dropping modules, we found out that most parents has the financial capability, but they don't have enough time to go to school. They will also have a hard time on interpreting the instruction from modules through sign language. That is why we researchers conducted the reward system strategy wherein parents who come to school on a weekly basis receive some school supply from us. So in making the proposed innovation, rest assured that you've already conducted your research. So we started the strategy from May 16, 2022 until June 3, 2022. We also conducted the sign language tutorial with the parents every Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So which only happened for 2 consecutive weeks, from May 20 to May 27, 2022. During our reward system strategy, on 5 parents were able to send modules on time. During our sign language tutorial, only 4 parents participated. So, what are your interventions based on your title presented? So, in the title presentation, you must have a solution to a certain problem, at least. Now, let's go to the research question. This research study will examine the challenge of parents in picking and dropping of modules of hearing impaired kinder and grade 1 de la Plaza students. Specifically, it aims to answer the following questions. So these are the questions that you're going to ask to the parents of your respondents. Why they cannot get on time the modules of their children. Number one, what are the problems encountered by parents of hearing impaired students from kinder and grade 1 to pick and drop modules in West City Exceptional Child Learning Center? Number two, what strategies are needed in order for parents in kinder and grade 1 hearing impaired students to pick and drop modules consistently? Number three, what intervention can be designed in order to encourage parents in hearing impaired kinder and grade 1 to pick and drop modules? So these are your following questions. Now, let us now move to part 4, the discussion of results. So you cannot discuss the results if you don't have the implementation, if you don't conduct the research. So in order to proceed, in order to have a presentation of part 4, the discussion of results, so we have, before the intervention was conducted, researchers gathered information from record on the distribution of modules of kinder and grade 1 de la Plaza. So we also conducted interview with parents on their challenges in picking and dropping modules. So with this interview, parents on their challenges in picking and dropping modules, we conducted during the research process. So data gathered after the intervention. So how we conclude that the facts presented are enough or not. We researchers conducted reward system strategy, wherein we gave the parents who come to school to pick and drop the modules on a weekly basis some school supplies. So this is now your data gathered. How did you gather the data? How did you get the information from the parents? We also conducted sign language tutorial for the parents. It's because this is one of the problem of our parents. They cannot understand sign language at home. So that's why the research conducted sign language. So during the implementation of these strategies, we found out that most parents are really having a hard time managing their time between work and some other tasks at home and picking and dropping modules. So let's have now in part 4, the reflection. As a future teacher who has experienced the great effect on this pandemic, we should give time to get to know each student of their personal backgrounds and learning capabilities so that we are able to provide them the help that they need, since we all know that facing this pandemic is difficult for all of us. So in the reflection page, in the reflection section, you must be aware what are the takeaways, what are the knowledge that you're going to, that you already learned in your research gathering. That is how you reflect your research, okay? It is very important that you must reflect your research so that we can really, or the panel can really understand that you've learned a lot or you've learned the entire research process. So even the trust of the researchers will give time to continue the sign language tutorial with the parents, because we believe that through parents and teachers collaboration, hard work and effort, we could help our learners to successful in the teaching and learning process. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you've learned a lot in this little presentation, a run-through presentation of the action, the classroom action-based research, or the CBAR. Thank you so much, and good evening.